Hi, I'm Rain.
And this is RavenWynd. And you're listening to the Feather and Bone podcast. Two witches talking about everything witchy and nothing at all.
And nothing at all.
And we're starting this podcast already laughing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this one.
I don't blame you a bit.
Okay.
So this is actually another podcast that you are taking the lead on.
Yes.
And it's going to be, what is it, one or two? How many is it going to end up being?
Well, I think it's going to depend on how much we babble in between.
Okay. So what we'll do when you get through like the first half, I'll check the time.
Yeah.
And depending where we are, we'll either keep going or we'll make it a two-parter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
fly by the seat of her pants. I don't like it.
See, and I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah, you're like da-di-da-di-da.
Okay, so guys, clearly you guys both know we're both certified tarot masters.
Yes.
But RavenWynd tends to be more of an intuitive reader.
Yes.
And I kind of rely on both intuitive and textbook.
Well, and I'll tell you, since I've started, because when I read in person with people, it's never a problem.
Yeah.
Rarely do I read for a person that I have a hard time connecting to. Doing it over the phone's a little different.
It is.
And since we've started that, I actually took a cue from you and wrote the actual card meanings on my cards.
Yeah.
So that when I'm having a person I'm not connecting with and I'm not able to draw intuitively from, I can still...
It helps, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really does help.
It really does.
It's got, and you can tell... What pisses me off, you will shuffle the deck with their name and intentions and everything in the deck. You'll pull the cards and you'll tell them what the cards say. Mm-hmm. That's not right. Okay, let me reshuffle. You can reshuffle and mix the cards up and pull the exact same cards.
Yeah.
They just don't want to hear...
I think that's the biggest problem working with psychic networks, is because the people are calling with a very specific answer that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna just go along and say what they want to hear.
Yeah. Because
that's not what I'm in this for.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Sorry, I sidetracked you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
So, keep in mind, the deck that I use mainly is the Rider-Waite tarot deck. RavenWynd does not use that deck at all. She can't connect to it at all.
But yeah, mine is the Everyday Witch.
Is it a tarot deck or an oracle deck?
It's a tarot deck, and it's based on Rider-Waite. So all of the suits are the same, the number, like all of that's the same. The meaning of each card is the same.
The pictures are different.
The pictures are different. I need more than, because like the traditional is like...
Yeah.
It's just so bland.
So blasé.
Yeah, and I need a lot of, because I'm an intuitive reader, I need a lot of visual, to pick up from, so.
Okay. My source for all of this, I'm not like RavenWynd.
It's just like my one singular source.
Is Joey Wargachuck. Guys, I love him.
Yeah.
He's an awesome teacher. I follow him so easily. His lessons are each short. I'm talking 4 minutes to 8 minutes max for each lesson. And he gives you a lot of stuff you can download and print out and read later. And he has the Wargachuck Academy that you can join and take classes. You can take classes from him on Udemy. Like, he's a certified spiritual teacher. Like, he's no joke.
Yeah.
But that's where I got all my information from.
And that is where both of us received our master certification. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is based on the Rider-Waite deck, but tarot, clearly, it's a divination tool. It traditionally has 78 cards. Just for the record, guys, I added this part in for RavenWynd because she can't handle not giving background information.
I'm like people that want to know the history.
There are 5 suits: swords, cups, pentacles, which are coins, and wands or batons. I don't know why anybody would call it a fucking baton, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
And there are the major arcana, which are also called trumps. The major arcana stand for big secrets in the person's life that's getting read for, or major life events. The minor arcana means little secrets, and that's just the everyday things that make up a person's life.
got a dick in your throat?
I wish I had a dick in my throat. No. Sorry. Tarot goes back thousands of years. Now, no one can say for 100% certain where it specifically originated. However, you can trace its roots to the Far East in India. It was called the Mystic Number Deck. And people believe it got back to England because, you know, the Knights Templar were over there fighting the Crusades and everything.
Yeah.
Well, they were over there a long-ass fucking time, and they came across that card game. I'm using loose air quotes when I say card game. And it brought it back to England with them. The Knights Templar. And anyway, this was during the Dark Ages. People were fucking miserable in the Dark Ages. They was all dying.
Yeah.
If you lived to 30, you were like ancient.
Yeah, you were like the village elder at 30.
People were miserable. So when they showed up with this card game, somehow, this shows how shitty their life was back then. That somebody could show up with a card game and it gave people hope. Like, oh
my God.
Something to look forward to. So, anywho, and then it made its way into the hands of some Italian nobles. And the game was played. It was played as a game called Tarocchi, and it later became known as Trumps. So that's why the major arcana are called trump cards.
I want to start calling it Tarocchi. That sounds fucking awesome. I'm a Tarocchi reader.
Look at her. She just learned something from me, you guys.
I
did. They actually still play that game in Europe today. And it's been said that tarot is responsible for bringing in the Renaissance.
Oh.
Because when the Knights Templar brought those cards over and it started actually inspiring people to not be so miserable and depressed all the time.
It's like he pulled a card. It's like, you know, you really should focus on art.
And they're like,
you know what? I really like to paint.
I think I'm going to go take a bath and paint a picture. God, I'm awful. And so, okay, anyway, that was my history. I know if RavenWynd did the history, it would have been outrageous. And
we would still be talking about history right now.
But that's my history. And I want to say, again, not everyone can connect to the same tarot deck. So don't feel like just because I'm talking about the Rider-Waite deck, you need to go out and get a Rider-Waite deck. Please, don't do that.
Well, because our table at Beltane, like, we're going to have several tarot decks for sale that we've never used
because we don't connect to them.
Because we don't. Not even to the, like. I didn't even try to read with some of mine.
Yeah.
I looked at the pictures. Was like, nope, not feeling it.
No. I read from two decks. I use the Wildwood deck and the Rider-Waite deck, and I have I don't even know what the hell that deck's called. That other one I have that I can use sometimes. Yeah. I have to use that one to read for you for some reason, but I can't use it on anybody else. I don't know why.
It's the I will read RavenWynd deck. So yeah, you may have to go through a lot of decks before
we have, guys. We have ordered a lot of decks, and we will give them to each other when we're done. Like, hey, maybe you can use it.
Yeah.
And then if we can't, we just resell them.
Yeah.
Somebody will buy your tarot deck.
Yeah.
But anyway, remember, when you're using your tarot deck to read for people, it is getting exposed to all kinds of energy. Shitty energy, good energy, just energy, period. Mm-hmm. And it's very important that you clear your deck's energy, and you have to protect its energy just like you would yourself. Like when you're doing readings and stuff, like you saw me at the last one we did, I had my crystals there. I would sit there and hold on to my crystals so it could clear me out. I would burn the incense to keep my energy clear, and you put up energetic protection. You got to do the same thing for your deck, guys. You have to. For your deck.
Your deck.
Your deck of cards.
Not your dick.
Not your dick.
Your deck.
I don't have a dick.
I don't either. I don't even have one that's kind of like mine by association. Like, you at least have one that's yours by association, you know?
Yeah.
God.
So, spend as much time taking care of your deck's energy as you would your own when you're doing readings and things of that nature. I know a lot of you are going to blow that off and not do it, but I'm letting you know right now, you're not going to be able to read for people very well if you don't take care of your deck's energy. Okay, so RavenWynd, how do you clear your deck?
And I'm going to tell you why we're laughing. Miss, I don't really prepare for podcasts at all. Before we started recording, she's like, now when I get to the part about clearing decks, don't say anything till I ask you. And she showed me her notes.
It says, ask RavenWynd how she clears her deck.
It's great.
You were pleasantly surprised, though.
I was. You put a lot of effort into this one. So, I'm a little different. Like, because I know you, how do you do yours? Like
It depends on the day. I'm a Gemini,
Yeah. Because, people will, have candle flame, and they kind of run the cards over the flame or through smoke, like from incense.
I believe Asen does the flame.
Yeah. And then, some people will chime a bell,
Yeah.
I don't do any of that.
No, you don't.
I shuffle.
Yes.
The way that I shuffle...
That's even in my notes.
Yeah. The way that I shuffle, it's almost like I could work in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because, I can bridge and they shuffle really fast. But when I'm shuffling, I'm with the intention. It's not... Because, when I shuffle in between, it's to get rid of the last person's energy. And as I'm shuffling, that's what I'm thinking. I'm getting rid of this energy. I'm clearing the deck.
And guys, that's very important because I have not cleared my deck in between readings. And I'll still be pulling cards on the new reading for the last fucking individual. And then I have to say, sorry, hang on a minute. I've got to clear my deck.
So then I'll shuffle, after I've shuffled to clear them, then you shuffle with the person's question in your mind.
Yeah.
So
I like to get a first name. Mm-hmm. But you don't always.
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't need a name. I don't need a birth date. I don't need.
I ask for names because it's turned it out half the time when these people get a reading from me, and they say, "I need to know about my relationship." They're talking about Billy Bob that they're fucking on the side, and they've got a husband at home.
Yeah.
So I'll be pulling cards thinking they're in one relationship when they're in multiple.
Yeah. So, and sometimes it is multiple.
Yeah.
Not just two.
We're talking 3 and 4 people. It's crazy. So I like to get a name so I know exactly who I'm reading for.
Well, see, and when that happens to me and I find out that I'm reading on the wrong person, then I'll say to him, well, you should have told me you meant, your side piece.
Yeah.
You should have told me, oh, we're talking about your paramour, not your husband. Okay.
And let me tell you, there's lots of people having some affairs.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many people were cheating until I started.
Oh, everybody's cheating.
Not me.
I'm not cheating because I'm not seeing anybody.
All right. Well, I shuffle to clear like you sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I also like to smudge mine with incense because I have my incense going. And then when I'm not using my deck, I usually keep a crystal on top of it. What do I have on it right now?
Obsidian.
I have a black obsidian tower sitting on top of my deck right now. And sometimes I'll keep my big-ass quartz crystal on it. Sometimes I'll put my amethyst. You know me. I'm flighty. Whatever I'm in the mood for.
Well, mine, I keep mine in a drawstring bag. And just because you made me, there's crystals in the bag as well.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what they are. Because I'm not into crystals.
You have aventurine, citrine, and tiger's eye in there.
Okay. Because I'm not into crystals like you are.
I love them.
I'm going to go get a bunch of crystals to put in those little necklace pieces just to wear to work. Because they're pretty necklaces.
Make sure you charge your crystals. And clear them out. Because they're going to absorb shit.
This is true.
That'll be easy to do. Don't worry. It's okay.
Maybe I need to go buy some glass beads and do that instead.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. It's also important to charge your deck with energy. Mm-hmm. Hold your deck. Put your intentions into it.
Hold your deck.
You are horny. You can also charge it by shuffling like RavenWynd does.
Yes.
But you have to take care of your tarot deck. You can't just pull it out and use it nonstop and expect it to do a good job for you.
Yeah.
I'd actually say mine even has a personality a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Okay, so numerology and number themes in tarot. Excuse me.
Wow.
Odd numbers on every card is numbered. Duh. Like they all have numbers on them. Odd numbers stand for leadership and breaking away. And they also are masculine cards. Even numbers represent harmony, balance, and the feminine. Now, a lot of times when I'm trying to get a yes or no, if you shuffle and lay down 3 or 4 cards, if the cards start low and ascend and go higher with each card, that's a yes. And if you have descending numbers, that means loss and no. So that's a quick and dirty way to get a yes and no when you're not picking up anything on your own. Me, I just grab my pendulum and it tells look at you doing the pendulum motion. Oh God. Now we're still on numerology.
Yes.
Number meanings. Aces. Those are those 0? I would say so.
Yeah, because the 10 is 1 plus 0, which equals 1.
Yeah. Well, aces.
Aces. It's either 0 or just call it ace.
Let's just call it aces. Aces, every single ace card stands for new beginnings. New beginnings, starting over, new ideas, new possibilities. Aces are good cards. So remember, new beginnings with aces. Cards with the number 2 on it. 2s stand for balance. Weighing things in your life, like you're weighing your options. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I move over here? Should I move over there?
That makes sense, because 2.
Yeah. So it stands for balance. And you're looking at the potential in different situations. So usually, my experience with 2s, people are really they're working on making a choice. They're really thinking about things in their mind. And they're doing the right thing. They're putting thought into it. So, let's see. A card with 2, the number 2 on it can also stand for 2 people. That's if you're drawing several cards with the number 2 on it. So if there's a lot of, like, you put down 4 or 5 2s. Yeah.
It could mean that it's a couple or 2 people.
2 people.
Interacting somehow.
Like for us, if we were having a card reading done on us and they kept pulling like the lovers or relationship cards. When you pull those types of cards, it doesn't always mean sexual relationship.
Yeah.
It stands
any
for
relationship.
Business, friendship, and anything of that nature.
You went business.
Business. Anyway, 3s. 3s, well, you know how sacred 3 is to pagans. You know?
Yeah.
3s stand for completion, creation, social activity, and power. And when you draw several cards with 3s, it can stand for working together in a group towards something, a birth, and success. 4s, stability, grounding, balance, proportion, and success. 4 is 2 number 2s. There's more weight to what was set into motion if you draw 4 than just a bunch of 2s.
Okay.
I hope you guys are taking notes. How about? Because
feel free to pause, write down, or rewind and start again.
Or you can look up Joey Wargachuck.
And he can teach you.
He'll teach the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Okay, 5s. 5s are a rough card. 5s stand for conflict, having a hard time making decisions. You've got a lot of challenges. Not the good, happy challenges where people enjoy having to work hard towards something. I'm talking rough challenges. And you're stuck between decisions and worlds. You just can't make up your mind. You don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
It's rough. 6s, again, because it's a even number, that means harmony and balance. You see what's happening here?
I see it.
6s are balance, harmony, nurturing, love, grace. It's the power of 3 combined into 2 3s. But 6 is an even number, and it suggests balance over the dynamism of the number 3. You remember that? You retaining this?
I'm trying.
7s. Possibility, ideas, creativity, evaluating things, and you're really looking towards your future if a lot of 7s are pulled on you. 8s. Oh, number 8. I don't even know why I said that.
Oh, 8.
Work, success, a lot of focus on material wealth with the number 8. And, 8 is a derivative 2,
Yeah.
It can be divided by 2. And it suggests completion. 8s can be grinding. The infinity symbol that never ends.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah. You gotta, when you have a bunch of 8s, make sure you're not concentrating too much on one area of your life and ignoring the rest of your life. Because I've noticed that with 8s, it's usually people that are way too focused on their finances and they're neglecting like their partner.
Yeah.
Or their children or things like that. Or even their own health. So.
Okay. I'm going to wait until later for my question.
You sure?
Yeah, because I think I'll jump ahead if I do.
Okay. 9s. 9s are good. Completion.
9s are good.
Completion, ending, and enlightenment. Now 10s. 10 is 1 plus 0 equals 1. So the completion of something and the chance to start over again. Endings and new beginnings. So 10s are good as well. So now I'm going to go on to the major arcana cards and what they mean. Now, guys, I could go into extreme psychotic detail on these, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to give you key words to remember for when you draw these cards. Anywho. The first card is, the number on it is 0, and that's the Fool.
The Fool.
The Fool.
You acting like a fool?
Yes. That's new beginnings, optimism, and trust in life.
So are you a fool for having trust in life? Is that the message?
Hey, every time you read for me, you pull the Fool card.
I do.
Everybody thinks I just float through life.
Yeah.
But things always fall into place for me.
They do. They really do. You're just like, la-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da.
My life's, everything's going to be fine. Okay, number 1, the Magician. This card stands for action and the power to manifest. I will give a little bit of information on this card more than that. The Magician, if you're doing say I'm doing a reading for RavenWynd, and I pull the Magician card. What I would tell her is, I'll be like, you have all the tools you need right now to start manifesting what you want and to get what you want. Now is the time to start taking action and taking steps to get what you want. That's what I would say if I pulled the Magician card. God damn, it smells good on you.
I know. Isn't this a fantastic perfume?
I put that on me and it smelled like dog shit. That's not fair.
We need to put a link to your Avon on the website.
It's not on there?
No, I forgot to do it.
Thank you.
So the Magician. So if I receive, like you said, you pull the Magician. So that's saying that I have everything. That doesn't, you have everything, but you're still going to have to take action.
Yeah, you can't just sit. It's saying manifest. Take action.
Yeah. It's not like you have everything you need to manifest.
Just hang out and wait for it to happen.
No, you're still going to have to do some shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And number 2, the High Priestess. This
Me
card
and you. We're high priestesses.
This card, the High Priestess is in action, going within the subconscious.
Oh, okay.
Like you're kind of meditating on shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
You're like, I might need to meditate and consult with my higher self a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I make a knee-jerk decision.
Well, I have so many personalities. When I do that, it's more of a board meeting than a meditation.
Number 3, the Empress. This card stands for abundance, nurturing, fertility, and life in bloom. Number 4 is the Emperor. This card it represents structure, stability, rules, and power. Now, these cards won't read the same for everybody that you pull them on. Like, I've pulled that card on people, and I'm like, you do better in a situation where you have more structure. You should not be in business for yourself. You should be working for someone.
Yeah.
Where you have there's a specific set of rules. You know what your boundaries are. Things like that. So it's different for everybody that you read for.
Yeah. I like that the Empress was first.
Do you?
I do.
The Hierophant. Hierophant?
I always say
Hierophante!
I always say Hierophant.
Okay.
But I don't pronounce things right, so I don't know why you're like, oh, that settles it. What the fuck?
That one stands for institutions, traditions, society, and its rules. I've noticed when I pull this card on a lot of people, because most people, let's face it, they're getting relationship readings.
Yep.
I usually pull this card because they don't understand why their partner is taking so long to, like, want to move in with them or something like that. And I'm like, listen, they're very traditional. They want to stick within the tradition of what they were taught. You get married, then you live together, or something like that. So that card has to do with institutions, tradition, paying attention to society and its rules. Like, it's really important for some people to stick with tradition. Now, us, we want to go against
a lot.
Everything. Number 6, the Lovers. People get really confused on this card.
Ooh.
See, even she's getting confused on this card. It's sexuality, passion, choice, and uniting. Now, when you pull this card, it can also mean don't concentrate so much on wanting a fucking relationship that it distracts you from the rest of your goddamn life. It's saying it could mean so many things. It could mean, yes, you're in an awesome, passionate relationship. Or it could mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're still an individual. Don't make having sex with this person and being with them your entire world. You're still a spiritual being here to have a human experience. Now work on it. Learn your shit so you can move forward.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying, where these cards will feel different for each person you read for. The Chariot, number 7. This is quick movement, quick progress, integration. So things are going to start going boom, 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 boom. So it's a good card.
Yeah.
Unless it's having to do with sex.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. That's never any fun.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because I posted a video in our group about what you need to do to make sure your lady has a good time.
Oh, the lady in the vagina shirt?
Yeah. So you need a good, every woman needs a good 20 minutes of clitoral stimulation.
Okay, number 8. Number 8 is the Strength card. This card stands for courage, subtle power, integration of animal self, and it also represents someone being a good listener. Number 9, the Hermit, means meditation, solitude, consciousness, going within, and taking a break. I pull this card a lot on people. I'll get these girls, they'll call me up. I don't know what's going on with my boyfriend. And I'll say, let me shuffle real quick. And the very first card that pops up is the Hermit. And I say, he seems withdrawn right now, doesn't he? He's pulled back from you, hasn't he? Like, it just means somebody's getting real quiet. They're spending time with themselves. They're in their head, so to speak.
I'm a hermit.
You are. Mm-hmm. They're thinking about some shit. Anyway, number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Cycles, changes, ups and downs. This card is really, really important. I tend to pull it on people when they kind of have like a glasses half empty type personality.
Yeah.
Because what this card is saying, it's like you really need to keep some good energy flowing. Show some gratitude for what you do have. Because unless you start being thankful and thinking more positively, your situation is going to flip. And you're going to have the shitty life that you think you have.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get what you're telling the universe you
want.
want.
Law of attraction.
Yeah. So that card is basically saying, create good karma for yourself.
Yeah.
Change your way of thinking so you don't fuck up your life.
Yeah. Those are like the half empty people instead of half full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, number 11, the Justice card. Guys, when you...
Yeah.
When you pull this card, it's very, very, very important. This card stands for fairness, equality, and balance. And this card's very important because it usually means that someone, either the person you're reading for, someone that's around them, someone in that situation, they are unreasonable with their rules and their expectations. Basically, they're an asshole. They're not fair. They need to have more equality, think more equally, and have balance and not be such a douche.
Yeah.
basically this card is like, stop being a douche.
Yeah. So someone for that card's like rigid.
Yeah.
Inflexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, she's so much better with the words.
Just not pronouncing half of them.
So whenever I pull that card on someone, I say no.
What word did I say this the other day?
Oh, what was it? Something to do with taking pictures.
Photographer.
Photographer. I'm like, what?
Is it a photographer? That was great.
So whenever I pull the justice card on someone, I always say, you really need to pay attention. Because whenever I tell them about what it means, they're like, oh, that's not accurate. I'm like, that's fine, but...
You're probably the one that's...
You're the asshole.
Rigid.
Clearly.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, number 12, the Hanged Man. This card, these people are really hard to read for when I pull the Hanged Man on them. Because it means surrender. You need to look at your situation with a new perspective. Become enlightened. Like, break the fucking cycle already. You could do it so easily, but you're just stuck because you won't change the way you look at things.
Yeah. And it's like the feeling I always get from that card is like that they have what they need to solve their problems.
Yeah.
They're just
closed-minded.
They're closed-minded to it. Like they don't want to see that they have the solution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that usually someone doesn't want to listen when I pull that card on them. They're just like, no. So, okay, the next card is the Death card. I actually did a separate fucking printout on this card.
Like, literally, it's the whole page.
I had a lady yell at me the other day over this card.
Yeah.
Because people aren't educated.
You're like, people be stupid and trifling.
So, the quick and dirty meaning of the Death card...
And it's not death.
It does not mean someone is literally dying.
Or has died.
It doesn't mean that at all. Not at all. The Death card means the end of something, a change, the impermeability of all things, and it also means abrupt change. It does not mean you're going to die. It doesn't mean your spouse is going to die or your parents are going to die. It means something in your life, a situation, a way you think, something around you is going to abruptly change.
You know, I'm sure that there have been readings where the Death card really signified death. Because that's an abrupt change. Mm. But I'm sure that those instances are way fewer. You know, I've never had it mean literal death. Mm-hmm. I've never had anyone say, like, you know, hey, you pulled the Death card and someone died.
Right.
But, I mean, it could be a literal death, but most of the time, no.
Yeah. Like, and even on the card itself, it's got death on the horse over here, but you see the sun coming up in the background like, oh, it's a new day. You're out of the shitty situation.
Yeah.
People are stupid. So I'm going to read.
Wow.
I get so angry about
You
this.
really do.
I'm going to read you the little handout from Joey Wargachuck. I did not write this. He did. It says, number 13, death. The end of something, change, the impermeability of all things. The Death card is not about the literal death of any person. It may represent the death of something else, like a project, a plan, or a relationship. Relationship. This card also points to a time of harvest, symbolized in classical decks by the reaping skeleton. Unless the fruits of summer are harvested, they are lost to winter's harshness, and the people do not eat. As the scythe cuts the cords that link us to the past, it liberates us to go forward without fear because we have nothing left to lose. Everything being pruned away is recycled for the fertility of the future, so that nothing is really ever lost, despite seasonal cycles of gain and loss. That's pretty deep.
Yep.
Joey went deep on that one.
He did.
He must have been angry too.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit.
So it doesn't mean you're going to drop dead.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good card.
Yeah.
And I tell people that, and they don't listen. They're like,
oh, the Death card. You know, and I've taken, like, you know, I just don't tell them it's the Death card.
You don't?
I don't say, I pulled the Death card, because they can't see it. you know, when we're over the phone. And I just tell them, like, you know, hey, a big change is coming. You know, something drastic is going to change in your life, like whatever that is. But I just stopped saying the death card, because then you get people like you were talking about, where she's like, no.
That's not what it means. Her and her stupid fucking accent.
Yeah.
Yelling at me.
That's not what that means.
I hate people. But then she's like, I have a tarot deck and I don't like it because I can't figure them out. But that's not what it means. I'm like, then bitch, why are you calling me for a tarot reading?
Yeah.
She says she can't figure out tarot cards and what they mean. But yeah, she's going to yell at me and tell me I'm wrong about what it means. It's like, do you have your certification?
Yeah.
I don't fucking think so. Bitch.
Bitch. Bitch.
You got to turn your head when you
Yeah.
do it. Bitch. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Number 14, temperance. This card means balance. You need to do things in more moderation and be more sensible with what you're doing. Have patience, relax, rest a little, and be willing to wait. Basically, don't be balls to the wall and psycho about things.
Yeah.
Bev.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, it's telling people they need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Just calm down. Relax. It's okay.
Every little thing. It's gonna be alright.
Now, here's another card that confuses people. The devil.
The devil.
Number 15.
It's the devil, Bobby.
It doesn't mean what people think it means.
No.
Once again, the devil means that this person has destructive patterns, addictions, and they give away their power. It's like bad habits. This card, when you pull this card on somebody, it's screaming at them, you've got to push this negative shit out of your life. Because on the card, it shows two people chained to the devil. The devil just represents their addiction or bad habit. It's not literally the fucking devil.
Yeah.
It's showing that you're chained to your bad habit.
And the bad habit, like you say, addiction. It could be literal addiction, but it could just be that the way that you communicate with that person.
I've told people, I say, no, I pull this card. It stands for addictions and bad habits. And I always say it could be anything from being a chronic asshole to being on drugs. Like it could be gambling. It could be pornography. Anything.
I have a crochet addiction.
You do have a crochet addiction.
But
let's face it, that's not really something.
I had to force myself, because I'm very low on funds right now. Mm-hmm. I had to force myself not to buy yarn today. I was like, no.
Do you want to raid my yarn basket?
What? No.
Why?
Because I don't really need any. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've got, because I want to start working on my blanket again that I've been working on. Mm-hmm. And I've got the yarn for that. It's just, I saw some pretty yarn. And I was like, oh my God.
You know what you should make?
What?
I just had a genius fucking idea. You know how you're able to crochet the triple moon designs and stuff? You should make a bunch of scarves like that.
Yeah.
Do you know how well that would sell?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
I'm a genius! Anyway.
I won't be able to have it in time for Beltane.
No. So the devil, basically stop giving away your power to whatever addiction or bad habit you have. Break the cycle. Because it's hurting your life. It really is. Causing problems for you. It doesn't mean the fucking devil's coming to get you.
I would like to talk to the devil.
Would you?
I think it'd be fun.
Well, I hear he's hot.
I'm telling you.
The Bible says he was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, let's see. Number 16, the Tower.
The Tower.
I love this card, the Tower. It means sudden collapse of stable structures, release, and sudden insight. Basically, this card, when I pull this card on somebody, it's like letting them know that they're just going to be standing there and all of a sudden somebody's going to jerk the rug out from under their feet and they're going to fall. Like,
so you had a Tower moment when you woke up from a nap and I said, that's it. Closing the company.
Yeah.
you went to bed with a job.
Yeah.
And you woke up without a job. If someone had done a reading for you that day, they'd been like, the Tower.
Yeah, it'd have been the Tower.
It's coming.
So the Tower is just really like, when I say abrupt change, I'm talking that fast.
Yeah.
It's like their whole world is turned upside down. So, I love that card. People, when I tell them that, they're always like, what? And like, it's true.
Like, put your seatbelt on,
it's
get
like,
ready.
Look at the card. It's got bitches falling out of windows and shit.
Yeah.
It's going to change quickly. Okay, the Star. People usually don't like this card, even though it's actually a really, really, really good card. I actually pull it on you a lot. The Star means have hope. Stay calm, because this is a good omen. Your hopes are all going to happen. You're going to get everything you want. It's just going to happen slowly.
Yeah.
So what this card is telling people is like, calm the fuck down. What you want is coming. It's just not going to be on your timeline.
Yeah. Because I have control issues.
You do.
I really have control issues, and I want things to happen in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was raised, because my mom is very, even to this day, very pessimistic. I was always raised not to expect good things to happen.
That's fucked up.
because then when they do happen, like her theory, like her train of thought is like, if you never expect anything good, you're never let down.
Isn't that fucked up?
To her, feeling let down is worse,
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, then when something good does happen, then it's a real, true, honest feeling. And that just comes from being raised. I mean, she was raised ridiculously poor. Like my mom, my grandma, it was tough.
Yeah.
So I fight that. I fight that constantly. And
I'm over here, la la la.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Like, I have no hope that anything's ever going to work out.
You don't. You go, once one little thing doesn't go right, guys, she like loses all hopes. She like goes into the depths of despair. And I'm over here like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, it's not the end of the world.
Like, we'll even get off the phone and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just going to sit over here and contemplate suicide. And you're like, well, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, oh, there's no point getting out of bed today.
It's like, just stay out of the kitchen. You'll get through it.
Anyway.
We both emotionally eat.
Yeah.
I eat when I'm happy. I eat when I'm upset.
Yeah.
I use anything as an excuse to eat. I love to eat. That's why I'm always jogging everywhere.
That's why I'm fat.
I do that so that I can eat and not gain a lot of weight. Let's see. What was I on? The Star.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, slow your roll. Shit's going to happen and it's going to be great. You just need to calm the fuck down. The Moon, number 18. This card represents mystery, the subconscious, and dreams. I pull this card a lot when I start hearing messages from spirit, like with my clairaudience. And they're like, we're trying to contact this bitch and give them messages, but they're not listening. So when I pull this card, I always tell people to try to start journaling their dreams, because they have loved ones visiting them and they're ignoring the messages. So if they start journaling their dreams, they're going to start to see a pattern there that someone's trying to tell them something. Mm-hmm. So basically, don't ignore your spiritual side and have everything be so earthly and mundane. Open your mind a little bit and realize there is another side and they're trying to talk to you. The Sun. This card, number 19. This is what I call a yes card. It's the only major arcana card. It's like when you pull it, you can definitely say yes to what they're asking you. It's got a sunshine and a fucking baby on a horse, and the baby's all happy like, yay! It's great. This card means success, happiness, and all will be well. It is a yes card. It's a good card. Number 20, Judgment. Now the picture on the card doesn't look anything like what it actually means. Like, you see people standing there naked, and their skin is all gray, and there's this angry angel in the sky blowing a trumpet at him, and they're all reaching up like, save me. But the card means rebirth, a new phase, a second chance at life, follow your inner calling. So I don't get what the picture has to do.
Maybe they're like all gray because they're dead, because it's chance at a second life. Mm-hmm. And that's the angel going to pick the gray people to have a second life. And they're like, me! Maybe
it represents God coming back. I don't know.
That ain't going to happen.
Look at you. You watch. If God ever comes back, we're going to be like, fuck.
Well, okay. So if the Christian God were to show up, I'd be like, listen, motherfucker, Like,
you should have told your story better. Because
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
it was completely like you left that in the hands of the wrong people.
That's great.
Anyway.
Okay, number 21. This is the last major arcana card. It's called the World. And
we are the world.
We are the children. Okay. This card means completion, wholeness, attainment, celebration of life. Basically, this card, I like pulling this card on people because I can tell them, I'm like, you have completed a cycle of your life. You have, because you know how that whole thing where we plan our lives before we're born.
Yeah.
And there's certain lessons we plan for ourselves to have to go through and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is great. You've made it through some shit.
Yeah.
You've learned from it. Now you're going to move on to a better version of yourself. You've completed this shitty cycle, and now life is about to get a lot fucking better. That's a really good card.
Yeah.
So, that is the major arcana. How long was this so far?
Keep going.
How long was it?
46 minutes.
That's long enough.
No.
Why not?
Because our podcasts are always like almost 2 hours long.
That's too long.
No, keep going.
Nobody wants to listen to us for 2 fucking hours.
They have been this whole time.
That's sad.
Do you really want to do a 2-part series on this? I'll pause it if you really want me to. We'll start over.
We'll start over?
Well, but I mean, like, we'll do a whole another introduction and start a part 2. You know?
No, it's okay.
So you're going to keep going and we're going to do the minor arcana now?
I'll keep going.
Okay.
Even though it hurts my soul.
I don't understand why. We have recorded.
I like short lessons. I don't like long.
It's your lesson. If you want to stop and we'll do another one on the minor. It's up to you.
Here's my question.
Okay.
If someone is listening, because I've never listened to our podcasts, you always tell me how they sound. That's so sad, isn't it? Don't cry. And if someone were to listen to like that first part and say, okay, I need a break. I'm going to have to come back to this later. I have a life. I don't have 2 hours to sit here because I have a family. I gotta wash some dishes.
Okay. First of all, you can wash dishes while listening to our podcast.
Not if they're taking notes on the tarot.
This is true.
Anywho, can they pause it and go out of the app and then go back to where they were?
Yeah.
They don't have to listen to the whole thing
If
again?
at least on Spotify they can. I don't know about the Podbean app because I don't use that. I listen to it on Spotify.
I don't listen to any podcasts. So I know.
I'm assuming you could.
Okay.
But like I said, this is your podcast. If you want to stop right where we're at and start a part 2 on your tarot series, we will.
And it'll be short.
Shorter,
Your face! You look panicked!
Shorter than the one we just did?
I don't know. I have to read all these right here. She's thinking. She's in deep thought.
I think we could get another short podcast out of that.
Okay.
Do you want so you want to stop and do a part 2?
Yes.
It has been decided.
Remember, it's magic,
motherfuckers.